I think we all appreciate how Mr. Tolkien created languages. But since he was such a language enthusiast, he must have started with just learning them. Yet nobody seems to ever talk about that. So what was his secret for learning languages? Did he even have one, right? Well, there's this famous quote of his: "No language is justly studied merely as an aid to other purposes. It will, in fact, better serve other purposes, philological or historical, when it is studied for love, for itself." So okay, we have to study languages with love, but what does that actually entail? Well, Mr. Tolkien oftentimes compared different languages and language learning in general to different wines, wine tasting. And that's basically his whole philosophy on this topic. Because if you don't believe that you can drink alcohol, wines for the taste, and you just focus on the end result, you'll miss out on this whole world of flavor, of enjoying the moment, of pleasure within the activity without focusing on the result. In the world of wine, it's, the intoxication. In the world of languages, it's speaking with other people, conversing or fully understanding a movie that we're watching. Here's another quote of his: "The basic pleasure in the phonetic elements of a language and in the style of their patterns, and then in the higher dimension, pleasure in the association of these word forms with meanings, is of fundamental importance. This pleasure is quite distinct from the practical knowledge of a language and not the same as an analytic understanding of its structure. It is simpler, deeper rooted, and yet more immediate than the enjoyment of literature." I think this idea, this philosophy, encompasses more than just one area of life. It is the basis of how a person operates. It might have been the reason why Mr. Tolkien used to smoke a pipe and not cigarettes, because the ritual, the enjoyment of the process, the moment-to-moment enjoyment of each step of the journey without focusing on its result, on its effect, is what he seemed to have loved. And that can be applied to languages, of course, focusing on how a word sounds when it's coming out of your mouth, different changes within the vocal range that you can have. And of course, it can be applied to basically anything else. So I think that was his secret, his philosophy of language learning. Now, if you want to discuss more things like that, I invite you to join my Elvish Mafia community, where I put all of my Elvish courses and other things that I'm sure that you will enjoy. Click the link in the description and I'll see you there.